Well, good evening and welcome to another Scale Model Ninja. Tonight we'll be carrying on with the 135th Huey Viper. Well, it seems like we have a few people in chat tonight, so we'll go straight into that and just say hello to everybody that's joined me so far. And we've got first up Wendy Hickson saying good evening, Scale Model Ninja. Then we've got Sprue and Glue saying hi Ross, Christine, Wendy in chat. Then we've got Wendy Hickson saying hi Sprue and Glue. Then we've got William Rayburn. Good evening, William. He's saying hi Ross, Sprue and Wendy. Hearts and smiley faces and hugs and whatever. Hope everyone is doing well today. Yep, well, not too bad. Had a bit of a wobble at the start of the week, but other than that, not doing too bad. And then we've got Cora Pink, Mrs. M, saying hello. And William saying hi to Cora Pink. Wendy saying hugs to William Rayburn. Then we've got Wendy Hickson saying hi to Cora Pink. And Cora Pink saying hi to William and Wendy. And we've got Marcus Brunning. Good evening, Marcus. Good to see you. And then he's saying good evening all to Ross, of course. Yeah, thank you very much. And then we've got Dark Ronin Modelling. Good evening, mate. How you doing? And he's saying good evening, Chief. And he's also saying good evening, fellow modelers. Then we've just got Wendy Hickson saying hi to Marcus Brun and Dark Ronin Modeler. Well, as you know, we've been carrying on tonight with the 35th Viper. So we've not gone too bad so far on that. Tonight we'll hopefully get the main rotor put together and get that painted up, and then hopefully get that part sorted. But most of this week I've been playing around with my Baneblade, which I'm doing on my Tuesday stream, and that's coming along nicely, even though I've actually added a couple of little bits on it, and I've been painting up main turret. So I'll give you a quick view of that, and then we'll crank on with the old Viper. So we'll change over to Matcam. So there we go, you can see the back end of the old Baneblade so far. And there we go. So that's where we've got up to so far on the Baneblade. And got most of the main turret put together. I've not glued these parts on yet because those I've got to have the little figures put into them. So I've got to paint them up yet. So they're just sitting there ready and waiting for that. But other than that, it's come along. And that's a breach from one of the other guns, and I've just added it to the end because I think it looks pretty good. So yeah, that's where we are up on the Baneblade. We'll get a bit more done on that later. In the box. So we've got Cora Pink saying hi to Dan and hi to Marcus, and then we've got Marcus Braun saying hi to Wendy and hi to Cora. For some strange reason that's gone a bit white. What's going on here? Oh, there we go. Things have been popping around and changing on the screen a bit, but we've got that sorted now. And you got Dark Ray Modeler just saying, "Wow, Chief, that Baneblade looks really fantastic. Thank you very much." But it's getting there slowly. It's taking a bit of time and effort, but we'll get there in the end on it. So this is where we are on the Viper. Most of the base coat's down. I just started doing a bit of the screen, which you can't really see at the moment. I think I might just have to turn the other little light on because it's shining up a bit more. But yeah, so we've got most of the body put together on the Viper. Yeah, that's that. Oh, there we go. Bit more light on the situation. Where you can see we've just got one of the screens at the side here, just base coat going on nicely on it. There we go. A few bit more pieces to touch up and everything, and as you can see, I've not really masked anything on it. Well, there's a reason why I don't do that, because I just can't be bothered half the time. Because I know when I've actually gone over the edges, like I have a little bit there, I'll just get one of my wooden toothpicks out and then I'll clean it off the screen with a damp wooden toothpick, and that's to bring all the line clean and tidy. So, unlike most people where they'll sit there for hours masking everything up, I don't, because I just can't be bothered half the time. So I'm not too worried if it comes to the point where I just go over onto the screen a little bit. Because the good thing about using acrylics, it's quite easy to just clean it up with a toothpick, which I'll show you in a bit the way I do it. It just saves time, because you can, I think I've done it in the past where I've spent nearly an hour and a half just trying to mask off screen, that lot, all the clear parts, and then found out later on when I've touched it up and I've caught it on the glazing that I've ended up just going over with a toothpick, and it's all come off fairly straightforward and easy. So I just don't really bother now. This way it just saves you hours of tediousness of trying to mask everything up. Before I put the other pieces in on the glazing wise, I'll paint the doors up and everything, so I'm not too sure whether or not we're going to have them open or closed yet. I'll decide on that by the time the end of today, I think. I do try not to put too much paint into the area of where I'm actually going from, because sometimes you end up just taking it back a wee bit too much, and it can just be a bit of a pain at times, but most of the time I generally get it. Using a very small brush, and you go around and outline it, and if you've got a reasonably steady hand, and it does help when you've got a good light, because then you can actually see the outline of the canopy. And when it's sometimes when it's a bit thin, it's a bit harder to spot where the edging is until you've actually painted it. So there's no point going too mad with the paint over it. But you'll generally find when you're using the grey, like I'm using the light greys, you'll take maybe 2 coats to get a decent finish, because you'll see that the light, when you put it up to it, it comes through it. And we don't want that, because we just want it to make it look solid. Okay. The trick is not to put too much on at a time. Just go over a couple of coats if you have to, and it should clean it up nicely. Heaven knows, I try keeping all my brush strokes, especially when I'm doing this sort of thing, all in one direction. And as I've already used this brush, it's damp already and still, so it means you don't leave many brush marks, and you can see there it's gone fairly flat, so it's not too bad. So, what's everybody been up to this week? Anything good? What's on your bench? You'll know, it's like with me, it's just the Baneblade. I've got 3 Star Trek models still. I will get round to finishing them at some point, especially one of them because I've had my youngest asking me when he can play with his model. So I'm going to have to get that finished fairly soon to stop him from whinging and moaning at me too much. Now you notice now that I'm actually using the side of the brush. This just stops you from generally putting too much paint down in one go. So that you can actually have a bit more control over it. As you know from last week, I've actually got the base fit all sorted out and all weighed down. It does take about 13 grams of weight to keep this thing sitting flat. So there we go. Now I've got the main outlines of the canopy spar all sorted for the first coat. So we'll go over again with that in a little while, and then I'll show you how I clean up the canopy line and make it look fairly clean and tidy. I've caught the grounds of that a bit there, so yep, I've touched that up. So we've got the gun turret and everything in position, but we have got a bit of a part of it where I've not managed to get to yet, around the back. So that's all got to be painted up. Got the side done. What we're doing now is you just give it a few minutes to dry, then we'll turn the gun round and do the other side. And there's always parts that you can't get to from both sides. Still little bits here what need touching up with the grey first, and then a bit more there. So I just basically hurriedly put the first coat on, ready for starting the show today. So we've got somewhere with that. Let's see what we've got here now. Looking really good, nice paint job, thank you very much. And then we've got Dark Running Model saying, recently had masking tape issues myself, masked up as usual practice. Once painted, I went about carefully peeling off the masking tape and some paint came away with the tape. On removal, nightmare. Yeah, there is a trick to get away with that, mate. What you want to do is get a brand new scalpel blade and scribe round your window. So you just gently rub it down and cut the paint. Now you use enamel paints, don't you, mate? So it's always ideal just to actually remember to cut round it first, and this should then sort of like stop you from peeling the paint off with it, because you can't sort of like reuse a base coat mainly on the clear parts. Well, I don't. You can end up pulling, it doesn't have anything to key to, so it gets a bit awkward. But yeah, if you're masking, it's usually better just to scribe around it with a fresh blade, and then it should just let you peel off the paper like you tape, and that'd be a lot easier to clear up, and then you haven't got to go around afterwards like that. Let's see. Marcus Brun, got my parts for my Gundam, so I'll be continuing with that tomorrow. Belly, a couple of beers and a whiskey. Very nice. I've got some brandy in the kitchen, so I'll probably be having a couple of them because I've got a bit of a toothache tonight. So, good way of helping it out, I think. Brandy or whiskey usually does the job. Dark Ray Modeler saying, birthday present, currently on my modelling bench. I've been a lucky chap and received a 1/72 Tallieri Merlin EH101 and Airfix 148 Dogfight Doubles and 1/72 Avro Lancaster Bomber. Very nice. And then we've got Candygram for Mongo in. Hiya, Candy. He's saying, hi Ross, hello everyone in chat. And Marcus Brun saying, nice haul, Dark Ronin. Yep, but he's also got the Airfix Merlin to do at some point that he did lose, but then it was found by his good lady. Then we've got Marcus Brun saying hi to Candy. Cora Pink saying hi to Candy. Then we've got Dark Ray Model saying thanks for the tip on Scalpel Chief. Greatly appreciated. You're welcome. As I said, I'm no expert at what I do. Don't get me wrong. But there's certain things that I do, my own practice is what I do. And if it helps somebody else out, great. I hope it does work out for people. But with some paint, even with masking and then using like the acrylic paint, it can cause the paint to peel off because you're literally coating over it and it just doesn't help because you're just basically causing it to cause when you do like 2 or 3 coats, it just seals around it. So always good practice to cut around the tape, then that way you can remove it a lot easier and you don't do any damage. That's what I found anyway. So tonight I said we'll be doing the rotors, and on this thing they're quite a reasonable size. Just move the few parts over there for a minute, as you can see. So we'll get these off the sprue. And clean them up. Number one. And we also need parts. Like I said before as well, I do generally take away the sprue that I've actually been using or that haven't got a part on it attached anymore. This way it just saves you time from hunting around for bits that are, or not, looking at numbers that you've got no bits attached to. I might just pick up that piece of sprue, it might come in handy. Yeah, I generally keep hold of long bits of sprue like that are nice and clean and tidy. That way I can use them if I need to for anything like stirry sticks or extra or pieces of sprue that come in handy, or rods. And then we need the shame off this other piece. We also need the rotor points on here. So we need that. I don't need you anymore. So I need this big bit. Okay. So in. And then we need the actual rotors off this sprue. Let it for a minute. All four of the rotors. Yeah, I think that's all we need of them for a minute. The old sprues are getting smaller each time. We'll do the same as like we did before. That. It's always good when you get rid of old bits of sprue. Like subtly therapeutic when you keep cutting things up and out of the way. Reduce it down, and you know you're getting somewhere at the end. Let's see. Oh, got Lynn Diplim saying, very tired Lynn comes, a very tired Lynn comes in and sits down and just go blah. Hi everyone, hugs, how I want to go to sleep. Sorry, now I want to go to sleep. Oh dear Lynn. See if you can stay awake just long enough to watch for a little while. So I know you do like to watch the show. And then we've got Candygram Mongo saying hugs Lynn Nipple. Then you got Marcus Brun saying hi to Lynn. And then you got Cora Pink saying hi to Lynn. We've got Candygram Mongo saying hi to Cora Pink. Hi Marcus Brun. Hugs right back, Wendy Hickson. Always great to be here. It certainly is. And we've got Dark Ray Modelling saying good practice to keep nice spare sprue pieces, especially if needed for stretch sprue purposes, for rope, aerials, or all other small detailed goodness. Yep, they certainly are. But I generally don't do sprue stretching. I will, because that's mainly because I've got very thin pieces of rod. Shite, didn't want to do that. Like these things. So all my aerials and everything like that, and I've got different sizes. That's just a spare piece that I've dumped in my spare pot up there. Not that one, it's the one I want. So I generally don't have to stretch any sprue, and then if I'm making aerials, I'll generally use copper wire. I find it's easier to shape than the pieces of sprue. Sometimes you just can't bend it in the right direction, but with copper wire you can generally just bend it if you get some very thin copper. Good. Let's see. And you got Dark Ray Model saying hi to Lynn. And you got Lynn Dipper saying I'll stick around since I like the helicopter. I'm very glad that you like a helicopter. And you got Wendy saying hugs to Lynn Dipple. Good to hear that you're hanging around anyway, Lynn. But yeah, we haven't seen a couple of people that have been missing from the stream for the last couple of weeks. Like Dark Rain Modeler, he's obviously been busy. Hopefully work's now settled down for you a bit, mate, and you're enjoying it. I mean, I've actually managed to get a couple of days working myself this week, which is good. I've managed to actually finally get the 120-foot dog run built and the kennel that goes with it. So all I've got to do now on Monday, as long as the weather behaves, is get it sprayed, all the woodwork that I've done, just to help preserve it through winter. And then she's got a couple of little minor tasks she wants me to do while I'm there this time around. And that's just doing a running repair on the stable block. So I've got that to just do a couple of little repairs on it where some of the older wood has fallen off. So I'll patch it up ready for next year. And then I've got the outside of the front section of this stable block and the back to respray, because it's been a couple of years now since I did that. And I'll get all that done over Monday. And that's a good thing about spraying. You do get stain work and that lot on wood, but it's done very, very quickly. Oh, let's see. And you got Wendy saying Hugston in Dipple, and then Dark Rain Modeler saying new sanding sponged there, Chief. Nope, this is actually quite an old one, but I just wash them out every so often. Yeah, it's a fairly old one, different grade to my usual one, which is actually falling to pieces, but I do have to get some more at some point, because as I said, they are slowly wearing out. You've got William Rayburn saying hi to Lynn with hearts and hugs. And he's going, I'm working on 2 110 scale study truck bodies. That obviously for your RC ready control stuff. Again, I think that's stadium trucks. Very nice. And Dark saying, work still very chaotic and not getting much R&R as I would normally, but no complaints. But only a few weeks till Christmas and a fortnight off work. Modelling will be done. Good to hear. Can't keep a good man down. When the bench is calling, it calls. Even though I do use my standing sticks, but I'll still use a scalpel to take most of it down. It's just a matter of being a bit careful when you're doing it. It just scrapes it level. I'm just taking little bits off at a time. That way you can, I find I get a better finish. And it doesn't take anywhere near as much sanding. 4 blades on. Oh, clean this little bit up. Yep, there. It's always best to scrape from both sides. With a blade, it will naturally push out and away. So you'll get a lip on the other side. So it's always best to go from both sides when you're using a scalpel to cut things down. Not that I condone people unless they've done it quite a bit, like I have, and used to playing around with a knife. Okay, that's got one more there. There's no need to sand that down because that will just literally fit in any way of the piece. And then we've got these pieces to clean up a bit. Like one of the reasons why I mainly leave little nubs showing is if you try and cut too close to the piece, you can sometimes pull the piece out even with nips, and if you do that you leave a little indentation where you've actually taken away part of the plastic. So it's usually better just to leave a tiny little bit of a nub and then you just clean it off like that. And generally if you rub your finger over it you can tell when you've got it back to where you need to, because you won't be able to feel a little slight edge right there. Not really saying. William Rayburn sounds like a nice project on the go there. Yeah, some of his stuff though is absolutely stunning. The work he does, and it's all hand. I think it's hand masked and everything like that, and I think he hands paints as well. Does a cracking job on these bodies of the models he does for his RCs when he's painting them. Yeah, so tonight before I actually came online, I sat and happily watched John Wick 2. Well, nearly watched it all. So I might actually sit and watch John Wick 3 after I've actually finished today. So I do like it, and hopefully at some point fairly soon they'll be releasing John Wick 4. Which is basically more continuous bloodlust and killing. Okay, so on this one we have, doesn't matter which way up it is, don't look like it. I think, yay. I think that's reverse printed again. Lovely. Yeah, so what they've done is, again, like they did earlier on one of the other kits from Academy, they've actually reverse printed out the thing, so when you look at it, you can see that they've actually mirror imaged of it. So let's just do a little bit of working out. So yeah, we won't put them on just yet. There's the rotary arms. If we put them on, it will probably cause more problems than anything. So we have you and you. Vampires is actually getting these into the right order. And choose like so. I think we'll just paint that arm up first before we put them on. Oh, where are you? Black first. Yeah, because when I'm using like the metallic paints, I'll generally put a dark base underneath it, and it makes the metallic stand out a lot more. Dark Rotary Modelers knowing some decent sized rotary blades there, Chief. Is the upper hub got lots of fiddly bits? To be honest with you, it's not really got that much fiddly parts to it, because the new Viper version has everything near enough encased. I think they did that just to basically stop things from getting damaged too easily in combat. So they've basically just incorporated a lot of it in, but you got like the small rotary guide arms that come from the hub, that go, well, from the blades to the hub that control it there. They are actually sticking down, but that's one of the reasons why I'll attach them once I put the main blades together. And no, I'm not painting the whole of the inner rotary arm pieces, because you're not going to see them, only parts of it. I'm just going to do this parts first, and about halfway, I think. It should near enough hide all the rubbish that's going inside for what you can see when you're looking down on the rotaries. Oops, forgot to put the my tablet on silent again. There we go. Now it's dry. We can put the black metal, which is this stuff here that I'll use. New and some grey. Just paint that a little bit in there, so it saves me struggling to try and get to it. Right. Then he's going quality film choice there, Chief. Number 3 is equally as good. John Wick 4 is out in cinemas sometime 2022. Yeah, probably released just before Christmas, no doubt. Well, hopefully, anyway. Oh. There you go. I should have unplugged it. Yep. Minor blockage. But we've got anybody clear. Itchy nose. Yeah, I've actually seen John Wick 3 already, but I just like watching them sort of films. Like the other night, I actually sat and watched, well, the other day, I should say, I sat and watched all the Star Wars films. I started watching them first of all with my youngest, well, sorry, the eldest. He wanted to watch Star Wars. So, yeah, sat there and watched the first 3 with him. And I thought, oh, why not? Got the others. Might as well sit and watch them the rest of the evening. So that's what I did. Quite a nice relaxing evening. Lindip saying, Scale Model Ninja, just make sure you get the blades going in the right direction. Yes, they once you get the top piece and that in place, there's only one way the blades can go when you connect them. So when it goes like that, because that's the top piece, this then connects up that way. So it only allows you to then put them on in one direction. So they should hopefully be the right direction then. John Wick 4 will be released on May the 27th, 2022. I read the comics of the John Wick and films are epic. Let's just turn this to silent. Where are you? There you go. That should stop that one from making too much more noise now. Okay, so I've got to do the same on these. And this way we've got the inner edges done that can be seen when you look down the rotor. Yeah, so I'm slowly getting all the parts I need now, because once I've done this, I am digging now. I haven't done well. Ah, my phone. I forgot I'd put my phone on my bench. It sounds like it's the 24/7 hangout going mental at the moment. They keep digging at me. Nope. So that's them parts done. Good hope we can have one of these. I'll put you on to there like so. And we'll give this a base coat ready. Looks like one of the other chat messengers going mental as well. Which doesn't help. Yep, that's going to be getting annoying now. But then again, it's my own fault for not putting my phone and that on silent. Yeah, this is actually the main rotary hub. So we're just painting that black ready. You don't really need to do underneath, but I do. And then it looks better, I think. And then I know it's painted. And this should then just slide onto the actual main part in there. So if I do transport it to shows, like my other big helicopters, I can actually then take the rotors off so they can actually be packed away separately. That way it allows it to easy maneuverable. What Dark Ray model is going back to the earlier comment on paints I use. I am still using acrylics for the moment, but once I have finished the acrylic stash, I will then make the jump to enamels. Well, yeah, I mean, you did say you were going to go to enamels, so they do lay down quite nicely. I've used, well, when I was younger, I used enamels quite a bit. And that's the way I did prefer them. But then when I started back in the hobby, the wife got me a set of acrylic paints, and I just thought, well, yeah, they just dry a lot quicker and they're a lot easier to use in my opinion. But I have a completely different picture, well, different view when it comes to paints that I use for my job as a painter and decorator. When it comes to doing like gloss work and everything like that, they do have like a acrylic version of gloss, and believe me when I say that stuff is rubbish. It is very much rubbish. Big much toe. We've got William Rayburn saying, Dark Rowan, I've got these 2 to finish and just received 3 more to paint. You're definitely keeping yourself busy then. And then you got Dark Rowan saying, sounds very cool. And then you got Lynn Dipple saying, welcome to the WR Body Shop, lol. Yeah, I think that does keep you busy, doesn't it, William, when you keep doing all these parts. And then you got Hugh Gordon joining us. Evening, Hugh. Welcome to the show. And he's going, trust all is well. Well, so far, everybody's fine and dandy. We've got Lynn Nipple saying, hi, Hugh, and hugs. And then we've got Cora Pink saying, hi, Hugh. Got William Rayburn just saying, hi, Hugh, doing good here. So, if you're enjoying the show, please hit the like button. Or it looks like we've got some stalkers in as well. So I've got 2 thumbs down, but thanks for the interaction, even if it's one of them. But hey ho. Can't please everybody. But there we go. So, yeah. Oh, I suppose considering last week I only had 1 stalker. Now I've got 2. So, yeah. Happy days. Okie dokie then. Sure, I've got these. You can see it's now got the metallic black in the centre section there, which I can now take me gluey tacky thing off, and I'll paint that afterwards once I've glued these parts on. So these go on the top, you go that side, like so. Okie dokie. Itchy nose. Put some sticky stuff in there, like so, and then we'll sit you into place, like that. And then we've got this one. Lucky enough with the rotary arms like this, they only go in or go onto a certain position. So, yeah, they'll only glue in one way. Like so. And we go on that one. And this one. You should go opposite way around, which is like that. And this one there. That's it. And we've got the last one to go on. And you got Hugh saying hi to Cora, Lynn and William. And then we've got Dark Ronin saying, I am still bumbling my way through in the early stages of the hobby, just trying to find paints I find easier to work with and gets good overall finish. Yeah, I mean, as I said, everybody has their own idea of how certain paints perform and everything. some people find it easier to work with enamel paints. And then you've got a lot of people that will swear blind by using acrylics. Everybody has their own abilities. Now, we all like different things. I personally now go for acrylics. I used to have some, but I sold them to somebody. Not mention any names. Because I don't use them, they've just been sat there for ages. So generally if I don't use it, like all my airbrush paints I had, I got rid of all them as well. And I think I had just over 90 of them. And because I don't use my airbrush, it's just sat there doing nothing. I thought, well, there's no point having it sat there doing nothing. Get it gone. And paints will generally go off after a while if you're not careful. So I thought, yep, get rid of them. There's a friend of mine that uses his airbrush only, so yeah, moved them on and managed to buy a few more toys. Join the stash. So yep. So has anybody else had anything else new in? Or have they got their eye on a specific kit that they're looking out for? So no, in my case, I am basically looking out for British submarines from World War II. There don't seem to be many of them around. I know there is some kits out there in, I think it's 144th scale or 1/200 scale. There's not many British World War II subs on the market for models. You got Dark Ronin saying Hugh Gordon, good evening, and Marcus Brun saying hi to Hugh, and Hugh saying hi to Marcus and Dark Ronin. Got them ready. So what I'll do with these ones, I'll actually paint this grey part before I do the main blade. Because the main blade I will be using like an anthracite grey. Just that bit. There we go. So then just stand out a little bit more. And then I should use like a London grey on the front leading edge where there's the recess there. In a minute. There we go. That's regularly sorted out, so I'll get that. Do like these metallics though. Like most using, I do use like airbrush metallics because I find that they lay very, very flat when brush painting them. And that's the main reason why I use the airbrush metallics. You get a nice clean finish off them. There we go. Now we should be able to stick the main blade on. Make sure they sit that right. We got an order of these going as well. Looks like we do. Okay. Yep. They have to go on in a certain order, like so. Okay. And these we're gonna have to it looks like there's going to be a slight gap on one side. Let me put these on. And they shouldn't be. That's all cleaned up. I wonder what's caused that. But we'll work that out in a minute. So I'm going to need 4 clamps of goodness. Ready? 1, 2, 3. There we go. So that's the 4 clamps of goodness ready. William Redburn saying, got to go check the pizza. Fair enough. Got Dark Rain Model saying, just bagged myself a 1/72 Airfix Battle of Britain flight memorial set for £22, including postage. Bargain. Certainly is. Yeah. I remember when I did my first BBF flight models, and I did the Lancaster and the Spitfire and the Hurricane. And I think it was MK was the markings on the Lancaster. Well, I remember as a wee nipper, as they say. Start gluing these together. Okay, so that one goes on there, like so. Oh. Okay, the clamp. Definitely is a small gap there, so I might have just to fill that seam a little bit at some point. There's the next one, which will be on that piece. Lined up. Yes, I think we're going to have a... Well, I think that's going to be our first major issue, is the gaps on the rotor. Strange. Everything else has been so far, it's been pretty damn good on this model. But we do seem to have a gap issue when it comes to joining the rotors on. Nothing a bit of Tipex won't fill, which is what I normally use. Or I've got some of my modelling stuff from the green stuff from the Citadel paint range. And the Citadel models, and I use that as a gap filler. This one goes on here. On you go, that's it. That one on. So yeah, it gets quite a certain size of a rotor blade, as you can see. Now, if you're wanting to get it to the rotor blades to sag, one thing you can do is you basically get a hairdryer when you've got it all done and put together and dried, and then basically with it, if you want the blades to like sag down like that slowly, so you've got a nice little curve to them, you get a hairdryer, and when it's all dried, just put it on a glass and add a little bit of weight in the middle, and then you just basically blow a hairdryer around and it will slowly sag down as it heats the polystyrene plastic up, and that way you'll get the natural sag. But with the Viper, I don't think that actually has the blades actually sag that much on it, because they're fairly wide and solid things. So now we've got the center point, to do, which goes underneath. So we'll get that done now. So we've got that part ready to rock and roll. Back on the glue. Oh, itchy head. And we'll go over with the black metallic. So. But yeah, as I say, like the next model I'll be building, hopefully, now that I've got most of the stuff that I want for it, is the if we can make enough room on the bench, that is, and get rid of these Star Trek models, will hopefully be the QM2, which is a 1 to 400 scale cruise liner, and that's quite a big model. It's just over 1 meter long. Let's see. Darkwing is saying, well, we've got Lynn saying Dan hugs, and we've got Chrono in. Good evening, Chrono. Welcome to the show. He's saying hi all. And then you've got Cora Pink saying hi to Chrono. Lynn Dipple saying Dan hugs. Dark Ronin Modeler. Got 2 Lancasters to do now. Only Bristol, Blenheim and Wellington to complete from the World War II 172nd wanted list. Very nice. Then you got Chrono Man saying hi to Cora and Lynn. And Dark Ronin Modeler saying Chrono Man, good evening. Then you got Marcus Brun saying hi Q. That's almost saying that he's actually got an IQ. So that's just struggling a bit to see that idea. Yeah. And you got Chrono Man saying hi to Dark Ronin. And Dark Ronin saying, Lynn Dipple, thanks. Hugs back to you. Then you got Chrono Man saying hi to Marcus. So now we've got these 2 bits. Now the base gator part here, that's going to be black. And then the top part, that will be the grey colour. I'm going to have to do 2 different colours on this one. So what I'm going to do is cut away part of this through. Alright, I've got a paintbrush in my gob, which is not always a good idea. Get rid of that. Just clean that a little bit up there. Yes, as I said, I'm grateful to everybody that comes in, and if you're enjoying the show, please smash the like button, as they say. And if you're watching and you haven't been chatting, so if you're lurking in the background, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. And if you enjoy the show, hit the like button. And if you hadn't noticed, we do have a buy me a coffee thingamajiggy stuck up in the corner there. That helps support the channel, and it will help me buy other items for me to build and paint and show everybody else. So please feel free to do so if you wish. If not, don't worry about it. But as I say, every little helps. Now, Mrs. M has been playing around on Amazon lately. Then we've got Lynn Nipple saying, you know, it's not nice talking with your mouth full of paintbrushes. Lol. Yeah. It can be very classy, very rude, can't it, Lynn? But hey ho, somebody's got to do it. Let's see. I'm in the middle of Dark Rain saying, apologies, Chief. Just smash that like button. Thank you very much. Then we've got Chrono Man saying, I'm in the middle of moving into a new house, and the only thing more frustrating than packing up all my models is unpacking them. Yeah, because you're guaranteed to find that half of them got damaged somehow, even though you'll pack them the best you can. You'll always end up spending the next 3 days doing running repairs. I mean, I moved some of my models when we went to the last Heathley show, and the show's no more than what, half a mile away at most, not even that. And guaranteed by the time I got them there, I had to repair 6 of the models I'd put on show, and then by the time I got them back, I had to repair about the other 5 or 6 that I'd already done on top of that as well, and still had to repair again the 6 that I'd repaired at the go. But yeah, all fun and games, to say the least. So yeah, that's the part I dread whenever I'm moving a model around, when you get him out of the box again and suddenly realise that, oh no. Nope. That's the gator. Now, as it's a gator at the bottom of that, I won't be using the metallic on it. I'm just going to leave it in the base colour as it is. So yeah. Okay, next part is this little filler, which we'll be painting black, and then going over the black metal. And then while I'm waiting for that to dry off, I will find the rotary support pieces. And I think, what numbers are they? D21 and 22. Got... Let me stick you. Wait, there. That's it. That's sat there nicely now. Where are you? Yeah, there you are. I think we can dispense that off there. Then. So yeah, we've got the rotary support arms there. That, 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 do that. No, we don't want to do that. That's something I should have done first. I want. Almost made a mistake of actually snapping a piece then, because I hadn't removed it from the sprue. So yeah, lucky enough it just bent it slightly. But we won't do that on the next one, which is here. Get off. And you, that's it. Go. The missiles, don't worry about them. Remember to cut these 3 first. And do that. And there we go. 4 rotary support arms. Quick slurp. Ooh, 3 stalkers in tonight. Here you got Lynn Dipple saying, congrats Dan, I know the feeling. And then we've got Dan saying, well, Dark Ronin saying, Chronoman, hope the move is going well and fingers crossed for no damages. Yeah. And then Lindip saying, Chronoman, does the motorcycles have their own room? Well, something I've not built yet is a motorcycle. Been thinking about getting the, well, I have built a motorcycle, but it's in 1/48 scale. So it's fairly tiny. Little tiny thing. These are going black and brightly. I'll really do. That's these parts now. Coat up ready. And these will be go over these with the metallic again. And I did say I was going to show you how I clean up my canopies. I'll do a quick demonstration of it in a minute. Once I figure out where I put the toothy picks. There we go, that's them done. So, you got Quayman saying, I lost the thumb off my 112 scale Star Wars battle droid, and that seems to be the only damage done. Well, you were lucky then. Congratulations on that one. Then we've got Dark Rain Model saying, going to say goodnight, as too much excitement for one day. Good night, Chief. Catch up with you soon, hopefully. Yep. Hope so too. We've got Marcus Bronze saying DS9. He's also got the 2 exclamation mark. And Dark Rain Model saying, good night, fellow modelers. Take care, keep safe, and most importantly, happy modelling. Definitely. Totally agree with that one. So, here's the toothy picks. Sorted. Now what I'll generally do is I'll, because you've got a normal toothpick and it's normally a round point, what I'll generally do is shave it down so it's got more of a flat head part to it. We've got Marcus Brun saying night to Dark Ronin, Lindip was saying night to Dark Ronin, and Chronoman. Yes, the infamous riding the bikes through the living room, I think, or was it your kitchen? I can't remember now. One of the two. Okay, so what I've done is I've flattened off the edge of the toothpick. So then what I do, I stick it in my mouth, get it damp, and where it gone over the edge, because it just goes up to the butts up to it, like so. There we go. Give you a nice clean edge all the way along. And then with because the toothpick is slightly damp, it doesn't allow it to scratch the actual clear part. So yeah, you're just not damaging it then. It just cleans it up. Nice and simple. And there we go. Nice clean straight lines. And it's easy enough to do. But yeah, I started doing this when I've sort of like kept noticing that even though I'd masked, you'd get leakage from the tape. So I'll just literally go around with a toothpick. And if you do catch the paint, so it's actually taken off where you want it to keep the paint, you can generally just go around and touch up very gently. Just move them all around. Oh, there you go. So I'm done. Just try not to get your toothpick too wet though, because otherwise it will lose the point and end up going past where you want it to go to, and then end up taking off too much paint. Okay. There we go. One canopy, all cleaned up, nice clean straight lines, and simple as that. That's how I clean all my canopies anyway. And I think there's a little light underneath there which has a clear part in it. And if you do this, it takes the centre point out, and you notice you've actually left the outer ring of paint where it's supposed to be. So yeah, so then all we've got to do now with that part is just go over, touch a little bit of silver in it, and then that should be sorted. And let's see if I can move you again. There we go. I'll get you around the other side. Oh, I have got it. That's right. But there is just a little bit there. Just to break down over. That's it. So that's that part all sorted. So as you can see, there's a few little marks right there and there where the glue's actually just gone over it when I've actually base coated it and then joined the next parts to it. So all I do now is once I've actually got everything put together, I will do the second coat of the grey, and then that should be ready to receive the matte varnish on it. That's the new country in a. Quellerman Lynn is referring. Linda was saying silly boy damn. Then Cora Pink's going Chrono through the house. Yeah, he does do it through the house. Why? Ain't got a Scooby. He just likes doing silly things. Linda was saying, yes, Cora, it was funny. Yeah, it was actually when I watched the video. It was quite funny. Quite a man's put, or both. Drove into the living room and then got hungry, so naturally drove through to the kitchen. Yeah. And then Cora Pinks put, that's crazy. And Lynn Dipple said, I learnt something new. Thanks, Ross. Was that the toothpick trick? Yeah. Easy enough little thing to do. Then Quaterman's going, Cora Pink, no, crazy is the fact that my first motorbike accident was when I was crashed into the sofa at about 25 miles per hour. And going, ha ha, not to worry though, the sofa cushions broke my fall. You know, probably broke part of your house as well at the same time. Then Linda was going, Cora, Dan isn't allowed to ride outside. No, he needed safety cushions in case he does himself damage to himself. Then Cora's going, lol. Cool. So yeah, that's the chat caught up. So now we should be able to go over these. And if Mrs. M could actually pop down and let this whining motley out, please. He always has to pick the inopportune times to start whining this dog. And it also gives Mrs. M something to do instead of sitting down being lazy. So these are going to be ready for when we attach them to the rotors. But I'm not going to do it just yet because knowing my luck, I'll end up snapping them. Because they're only very thin and that lot. So yeah, we'll leave them off for the time being. And then you got Coinman saying, I'm the sort of guy who can consider Arkham Asylum as a holiday home. Yeah. That does explain quite a bit, really. That bit come off of there. And where's my rotary thing? Would you put him down? Right down in front of me. Never mind. Oh. So this bit should aren't you? Supposed to go on there. It don't worry. Okay, so some minor alteration needed. Go. Now get that into position. There we go. Few little minor alterations. And it's sorted. I'm going to go back over the black of it. Sounds like Mrs. M's raiding the fridge. All you can hear is just that. I'll probably get powder around back here in a minute. Okay, bit of sticky stuff. Now she's just whinging at me. So a bit sorted. Let's see. Lynn Nipple's smiling there. I've been up since 4:30. Now it's 5:25. And my eyes are drooping, so I have to put toothpicks under them to watch the show. Well, if they help, don't they? That's the main thing. Yeah, Wolfie's barking outside now. You can wait out there. And as the missus just said, he's always barking, which he generally is. It's like a good woman, never shuts up. Let's see. Which way round do you go? Oh, pardon me. Oh yes, I've got to put that into there. And you join onto like that. Right. So, get a little bit of sticky stuff. Should hopefully I'll stick that nicely. And that should, in theory, go on there like so. And that just pushes on. So, yep. Touch some little bits up. Need to get some more palette black stuff out. Yeah. I ran into Marcus on the 24/7 hangout, and then we were discussing about certain kits that we'd definitely most like get hold of in the stash, and that we struggle to get hold of. Now, the conversation got on to Star Trek. And yeah, I do have a few Star Trek models in the stash, but I'm also building, as you know, 3 others at the moment. So yeah, and then we got into this discussion with Marcus, and I think it was Highland Boy. We were all just having a nice friendly chat, and Marcus sort of mentioned that yeah, he would love to have the DS9 kit, the station, and it so happens that I do have the very kit in the stash. Certain few words came out from Marcus in the comments on the 24/7 hangout, which I thought was quite funny, because yeah. And then that was fine until I told him how much I actually paid for it, which was very, very little considering. And again, expletives came out again. So yes, he wants the comment where he said like DS9, it's the DS9 station that he's wanting. So yeah. But sadly, the one I've got isn't the one with the lighting in. So I've only got one without the lighting kit. But that's another one that I will be getting at some point. You can actually get them with the LED lighting and everything, which I think will make it into a very, very nice kit. Lynn Dipple, I don't do coffee, and Dr. Pepper would help, but I have got up at 4:30 tomorrow. Stupid work. Yes, but it's a very essential work that you do, Lynn. Otherwise, nobody would be able to get drugged up. Lynn's going, I would love to get the DS9 kit as well. Yep. There's not so many of them around nowadays. It's it only came out for about, I think, about a year. They were releasing them. Then after a year, they just stopped making them, and like most DS9 stuff, it's just basically faded away, including some of the Star Trek kits that you used to be able to get. And yes, they've actually released quite a few of the brought back out another of the main ships from Star Trek, but they've not brought anything out again from DS9, which I was quite surprised about. Other than no, I think they were going to bring out the one of the newer ships. I think they were at one point, and that's got cancelled as far as I know. But yeah, sad, as I say. Well, time has flown, and it's now 11:30. So, recap where we are so far. We have the main rotor stuck together, which need a little bit of filling, especially that one. I don't know what's going on that one there. Oh, what's happened there? Looks like the pins misaligned on that one, so I might have to break that down and redo that one. Yeah, it's definitely the pin that's misaligned on it. So what we'll do is we'll cut it away like so. There we go, that's better. We'll get some more sticky stuff. Excuse me. Reclamp it. And there we go. So yeah, so you can see, got the main rotor's all put together. Main cogs part together. We've got most of the body all now together. Guns installed. Canopy has had its first coat. And most of the body, except for a few bits that I've stuck on extra, has now had their first coat. That's all ready for the second stage of painting. We've got the handles and the hinges to go on the canopy sections here. That have to go, but I've got to decide whether I want it open or closed yet. I'm not too sure what I'm going to do yet, but probably decide that later on. Go for the final look at the chat, and that's Marcus Bronze saying, "Lol, yeah, me too." Then we've got Lynn saying, "Dang, now I'm looking for one. Google, yes, Google is your friend. Always known as Fleabay and that sort of thing. They're always good to look around on, and that's where I got all my ones from a bloke on Facebook. I got them all in one go, so I was quite lucky, really. I think I bought 5 Star Trek models and the station, and I think I paid about £75 for the lot, and that included 4 sets of Aztec decals for them and a load of other spare decals. And I've still got another 6. I've got these 3 here, the Star Trek model in the box and the DS9 station, and I had another E version that I actually gave to a friend of mine. Let's see, we've got Marcus Brunn. I haven't done that yet. Wallet needs a break. Fair enough. Yeah. So we'll go back to old Facey Cam. Yep. There we go. So there we go. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the show so far today. And what's this? Lynn Nipple saying, "Same here, Marcus. Lack of money." Yeah, I think we're all in that boat at the moment, where nobody seems to have any money spare. So we all keep dreaming when we search through the old Fleabay and Facebook and that. But there's sometimes when, even though you've not really got enough money, then you spot a nice little bargain, and then you end up spending lots of money again. So you can never get away with it. So yeah, so that's it for tonight. I do hope you've all enjoyed the show, and I will say tutty bye for now, and then hopefully see you all on Tuesday for my Baneblade continuation. So bye bye for now, have fun, take care and stay safe everyone. Tutty bye.